And a very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Issues and Attitudes. My name is Jeff Owens, Director at WEIU. Today, we're talking a lot about WEIU with Kids Day coming up this Saturday. In office, we have Keann Armstrong. Keann, welcome.
Thank you.
Lacey Spence.
Well, hello.
And Mac White.
Hi.
So all of you now give your titles and what you do for us at WEIU. Mac,
We'll start on this way and go the other way.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mac White. I am Program Director here at WEIU.
I'm a producer director here.
And I do publicity promotion, educational outreach, and membership and grants.
There you go. And my student coach today, Gerard Singleton, is out. We hope to have him back next Monday. All right, for folks who are brand new to the community, brand new, maybe working at Eastern or students at Eastern who do not know, what is Kids Day?
WEIU Kids Day is an event that we have held annually, except for COVID years, since, before I started working here, which was over 24 years ago. And it's a free family event for kids and their families, caregivers, to come enjoy a couple of hours with WEIU. It's all based on PBS Kids programming, interactive educational activities from a lot of different, I call them vendors. They're businesses, local groups, organizations, clubs in our community that offer a fun time for kids.
And the cool thing is, it is free, right? And there's no charge, so you can come on in anytime you want on Saturday morning.
Oh, yeah. If it's for free, it's for me. So,
Yeah, Kids Day, great time. There's going to be a whole lot of people here, but they'll all be having a good time and learning lots of stuff about WEIU. And
Mac, you're going to do some special programming on WEIU TV on Saturday morning for maybe the folks who can't make it, just to get a feel for it.
Yes. Normally, we don't have kids programming on Saturday mornings. We're doing quilting and painting and hobbies and crafts and cooking and that kind of stuff for the grown-ups. But this year, to coincide with Kids Day, we're going to be having a full lineup of kids programming from 6 a.m. to, I believe, noon.
You should know this stuff.
Well, normally kids on the weekend doesn't last that long, but it's going to totally line up with Kids Day, and we're going to run from 6 to noon. And we're going to have lots of our great kids stuff on the air.
Cool. Now, Keann and Lacey, who is the target audience? Who do you think really should be here? Is it how young and how old? Is when we say kids, it's kind of a big word there for. I mean, it's a little word, but it's kind of there's a space there. So talk about the target audience.
I think the target audience is preschool through probably 3rd or 4th grade for the majority of the kids that come. Our characters this year are Clifford the Big Red Dog and Curious George. So if you kind of think about what age of kids watch those programs, that's kind of where we're gearing the audience to. But we've got 33 different businesses, organizations, and clubs that are setting up interactive, engaging educational activities for the kids. And there's anything from music to chemistry, and everything in between. So if you do have some brothers or sisters that may be a little bit older than preschool, kindergarten, 1st, 2nd grade, bring them, because there will be things for them to do and take part in.
When you talk about this event, it's a community event for WEIU and the community, kind of kickstart a little early spring activities. But I think the cool thing is last year we had such a great response. So what are our expectations this year? I know we really don't keep attendance, but what do you think? How many people do you think will be here Saturday?
Well, I think last year we had over 500 people attend, and they stayed pretty much the entire 2 hours. And I think they're going to do the same thing this year. I think on our Facebook page, we've got close to 450 people who have, said they're either coming or interested. So I think we're going to have a big crowd again this year.
it was really exciting because I'd never been to a Kids Day. Coming off of, like you said, the COVID years, the pandemic, we had to social distance and kind of put a pause on the fun for a bit, but we brought it back, and there was a great community response. I remember standing at the door watching all of these kiddos just filing in stroller after stroller as well, and handing out the gift bags to them, and they had never been to a Kids Day before, and it was so exciting to see their faces light up for, like you said, all the different vendors, having the characters, and just really have an impactful day. So it's nice to have people in the building again.
I'm really glad that we have it here at our facility, because we get to show off our place, and the kids get to see the studio. They get to get in front of the green screen like weather. They come down here to radio and check stuff out. It's just really nice to show off our place.
Let's talk a little bit about, I think one of the things that I learned about when I started, working at WEIU 20 plus years ago is I just assumed that like WEIU had a closet full of character costumes that we could all get in and become a character because that was what it was about. But it's a lot more detailed and a lot more strict. Talk about that, Kim.
It is. We are not allowed to use characters that you can get at local business costume rental companies. We have strategic rules that we have to go by through PBS, and a couple of mascot organization is one, costume specialist is another, where we get our characters from. And there's rules that we have to use, and they're licensed to PBS, and we can only use those characters. And they cost a lot of money, and so we're grateful to the local businesses, underwriters who are supporting this event because you're making this a memorable occasion for these young kids.
So what can people expect then when with Curious George and Clifford on Saturday? Kind of what's the rundown of where they should go if they want to meet and greet and get their picture taken?
So we're going to have the meet and greet in Buzzard Hall Auditorium. The event takes place here in Buzzard Hall. We have a downstairs atrium, an upstairs atrium, and then all of our departmental area. And then we have just the auditorium where we have an entrance door and an exit door, so we have the traffic flow, and they can go up on stage and get their photos taken with either character. Now, the characters do have to take breaks every once in a while. They need a little snack, a little water, because they get so, hungry from meeting all these kids. They've got to take a break. But so they'll take a break every 20 to 30 minutes. So if you're waiting in line for one or the other, they will alternate, and you can meet both if you want to, or if you're just got one favorite character, you can meet them, get your picture taken, and then move on to some other activities.
And also, really, just to jump in, really cool, we've got, with all this kids programming that Mac has put into place, we're going to have that airing live in the auditorium as you're waiting. So it's not just him hawing around, so anxious. You have something to actually watch, too, and enjoy.
There you go. And we have a third character, Billy the Panther, EIU's mascot for athletics, will also be roaming the hallways. So everybody loves Billy, right?
Billy's fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So it should be a great day. It's this Saturday, 10 to noon, right here at the WEIU offices and studios. We're just off 9th Street in Charleston, Illinois, if you don't know the way. But it's pretty easy. Just look for the tower and come in the doorway. Ken will have signs everywhere, and it's a really good time. The vendors, if you're a vendor, they get here early, about 8:30, and set up. So talk about the game plan for the vendors.
Okay, so all the vendors I've sent emails to, so if you're listening and you haven't checked your email, please do so. The doors will be open at 8:30 for vendors to set up. Some may want to set up the afternoon before. We'll start setting up Friday afternoon at 1. But doors will open Saturday morning at 8:30 for the vendors to set up. Now, the actual event doesn't start until 10, so if you're a family with kids, wait until close to 10 o'clock so we have a chance to get everything set up for you to have some fun. But I have spaces all lined out. We'll have a sign for where your position is. We have event maps, and we'll have student volunteers as well as staff here at WEIU to help guide you where you're supposed to go. And if you need student volunteers to help you at your table, then we've got those as well.
Yep, a lot of the WEIU radio DJs will be more than willing, and if they're more than willing, but I told them they're going to be there, and to help you get set up. So it should be a good day. They can help you carry stuff too if you have some bulkier equipment. Also, parking will be at a premium that day here on the Eastern Campus. A lot of events going on. So please, if you need to drop your stuff off vendors, we can do that. Then you can go park somewhere else, and we'll bring you. Get your car back here when it's a little bit later if we need to, but we'll help as much as we can. Look for the signage and ask questions. Hopefully we'll have our our PBS Kids shirts on, so they'll know which ones we are if they need help. So
yeah, we're going to be in bright yellow shirts with the new PBS Kids logo on the front, so if you need help, look for us.
There you go. And your thoughts on that, Mac?
Well, I'm glad we're going to be, maybe we'll all be the man in the yellow hat.
There you go.
Yeah, right. Yellow shirts.
On a serious note, though, it's also an important time in public broadcasting. So in this kind of shows the kind of things that WEIU does for the community. Could each of you talk about WEIU's importance to our community here in East Central Illinois?
Well, we provide so much for this community. The local programming that we air is just, it's fantastic. The amount of stuff that we're putting on the air for the people in this community, and it's local stuff telling about Coles County and just surrounding around here, and they're not getting that anywhere else. The stations in Champaign and Terre Haute are great, but they're not doing so much on little old Coles County, and it's fantastic.
Lacey?
Yeah, to continue off of that, I do love how much local programming we offer. It really sets us apart from other PBS stations. Being able to see your friends and neighbors on your television screen through the This Is Our Story series, to catalog historical events and the movers and shakers of the community, to go into communities and tell the most recent happenings through shows like City Spotlight, speaking with local doctors through Being Well, the Paw Report, getting to hear about our furry friends. We try from A to Z to cover as much content and as much of our area as we possibly can. It's an honor and a joy for us, and we just hope to be able to continue to do this for years and years to come.
Public media matters, and it has mattered for years, ever since Fred Rogers started his his educational programming show, and he talked to kids and he educated them and told them, how to be good people and how to be kind. And that's what we still carry on today through our public media. And we're local with purpose, and everything that we do has a purpose behind it. And it all stems from where Fred Rogers started his legacy.
What is your earliest memory of a PBS Kids show? I know Lacey's the youngster of this bunch, so we'll let her start, but then think about your earliest memories, Ken and Mac.
I would say that I grew up on Clifford and Arthur. I remember getting off the bus or getting home from school and it being one of the first things I turned on. I think Max also brought up Cyber Chase, asked me if I remember Cyber Chase, and the brothers.
Wildcrats?
Wildcrats. Loved Wildcrats.
Zaboomafoo.
And so, yes, Zaboomafoo, you say that, it's like something clicks in your head. So I was a PBS kid, and it stuck with me.
Mac?
I remember always watching Zoom after school. It was such a cool show. They did all these crafts, and they did Fanny Doolies, and you could write in, and I almost remember the zip code of Boston, Massachusetts, to where you wrote in, and they would sing it, and Zoom was just the best.
I remember watching Sesame Street 3 times a day, because we had WEIU and WILL, and I lived in KZ, so we got some Terre Haute station at the time. You pick it up over the air, and you could watch it 3 times a day. And you learn your letters and your numbers. I learned some Spanish when I was little, and then the Electric Company, that was my favorite, when the gorilla would swing through and say, "Hey, you guys!"
Spider-Man was on there.
It's so fun.
And for me personally, it was when they Snuffleupagus, remember?
Yep.
And that was before when he was kind of Big Bird's buddy that they never saw before they changed the rules on Snuffy. But when he was only on every once in a while. But it was so cool. It was like you just couldn't wait. You think Snuffy will be on today, and when he was on, it was just one of those moments of childhood you'll never forget, because it was so cool. And so Snuffleupagus for me. The other thing is that on Saturdays, there's all kinds of other things besides getting photos taken with Clifford or Billy or Curious George. Is the kids can get face painting and crafts. So what can some of the young parents bring their kids, and some of the things they can experience Saturday here at WEIU?
So in our main office, we'll have the television on in there with the PBS Kids programming that Mac has scheduled as well. It's kind of a little quieter area. And some arts and crafts in there. We're going to be making Clifford windsocks and paper construction paper monkeys that will look like Curious George. We have face painting in there. We have some temporary tattoos. Just lots of fun things in that room. We're going to be giving station tours of WEIU, so they can make their way down into our studio and become a weather forecaster on screen. It will look like they're on TV. They're not really on TV, so they can sit at our news desk and do some different things down there. Take a tour of our radio station and see how we put radio on. But as far as the vendors, like I said, we've got 33 different vendors. We've got everything from 4-H to things like Project Help, Head Start, Girl Scouts, Cub Scouts, all the local libraries around. We've got nature, music, Lincoln Log Cabin, the police departments both on campus and in the community. We've got art, both from Bunches of Treasures Art Studio, Tarbell Art Center. We've got Mid-Illinois Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Sarah Bush Lincoln Healthy Kids, the theater department, dance life, martial arts. I mean, the list just goes on, and it's so much fun packed into 2 hours. So your kids are going to be tired. They may take naps in the afternoon. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of fun. Just I hope you come.
And our friend Ed Treadwell always brings his chemistry fun,
Yes.
which is always a highlight, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, we have on screen too our kiddo dancing up there with Billy and everything.
There's a dance party.
Yeah.
They've got door prizes and really just so much fun packed into one space. The carnival games. I mean,
Yeah.
you name it, we pretty much have it.
Ken, you've been here the longest in terms of the history. Can you talk about the early days of WEIU Kids Day and how it's evolved, and take us back to some of those early memories that you remember from, 25 years ago?
Well, so when I got hired here in May of 2001, and I heard that they had had Kids Day prior to this. I wasn't exactly sure how they had it, so I thought, well, let's just try something new. So we held it at the Charleston Library, and we just did something there and brought in a character and, did some prizes and games and different things. And then, a few years later, well, we brought it back here after that, and we had it in our studio, and it grew a little bit bigger. And then it continued to grow, and Sesame Street had an anniversary, and we decided to celebrate it down at Kiwanis Park. And the mayor at the time and I had a discussion, and we decided to put Sesame Street 1, 2, 3 signs on each of the light poles into Kiwanis Park because it looked like the Sesame Street light poles. And so those signs are there now, and we celebrated down there. And then we moved it from there to EIU, Old Main, in front of the castle, and we called it Kids Day at the Castle. And after that, we brought it back here to WEIU, and we've had it in the atrium ever since. And we changed the date because, this time of year, you're looking forward to doing different things. There's not a lot to do right now, and you're geared up for spring. And luckily, this weekend, it's going to be good weather again. So,
Do you remember doing one like 20 years ago at the Charleston Pool?
yeah. We
Because
did.
I took my kid there
Oh, really?
when she was like in kindergarten, maybe even preschool.
Yeah.
And she won a door prize, and it was a pair of sandals from the kids show Dragon Tales.
Yeah.
That was like 20 years ago.
We had Sagwa, the cat.
Yeah, you
there.
had Sagwa the cat, because
Yeah.
we watched that every Sunday morning.
Yeah.
We watched Sagwa, me and Zoe.
That was a special event. It was actually Kids Day. It was a special event, and we used to do other special events up on the square, like for Christmas in the Heart and different things like that. We used to partner with the animal shelter, and we would have puppies and kittens in the window, and we had characters up there for that as well.
And this is all kind of leading into next year, really starting July 1st, will be the 40th year of WEIU television. So
Yeah.
it's a fun and important year for the history of WEIU. So that's kind of where we're here today, tooting our own horns a little bit, but letting people know what all they can expect for Kids Day and from their favorite PBS station, WEIU. We are talking to Ken, Lacey, and Mac from WEIU television side of things. The vendors will be here on Saturday morning at 8:30. The public is at 10 o'clock, and it goes to noon. The other thing I like about this event, and Ken can go over some of the rules of it, but it's a safe family event. It's for kids. It's safe and family, and that's kind of what WEIU television programming has always been about, right, Mac? Is that we are the safe haven on that dial.
We are a safe haven. We're not breaking in with news about something terrible happening. It's just always been the safe place, and you can turn us on, and your kids can not hear about some of the stuff of the real world, and it's just kind of awesome.
I agree with that. This is a fun place to bring your kids on a Saturday morning just to enjoy all the good about PBS Kids and the education, what our community has to offer. I mean, we're so lucky that so many people want to take part in this and, make this a fun day for kids. 33 different
that's a lot.
clubs and businesses and organizations, and they were calling as of Friday last week saying, hey, can we be a part of this? Because they want to do this for kids. I mean, it's a good experience. They see all the advertisement and the smiling faces and all those different things, and it's just a very memorable event. And we've got lots of prizes that day, too, if we want to talk about those.
Yeah, no kid probably will go home without something, right?
No, and we've got some of them right here. I think we've picked them up on screen a little bit. We've got 200 goodie bags for the first 200 kids. Each bag will have either a Clifford book or a Curious George book. We've got stickers and educational activities. We've got just fun stuff to put in there. But then Lacey mentioned earlier, we've got the dance contest. We're going to have a couple dance contests with some prizes.
Bike on Night is giving away
Yes,
a bike.
Ooh,
we're going to do a
again?
bike and helmet
Fantastic.
giveaway at noon from Bike and Hike. We've got a $100 gaming gift card from Emerald Acres. The original Burger King in Mattoon has given us 100 free small ice cream cone coupons. We've got First Neighbor Bank is giving us piggy banks with a $10 bill in each of them to start the kids off. So just lots of door prizes. We've got different Curious George and Clifford items and lots of fun for the kids to take good things home.
So if someone wants to see one of you three, what are all your duties on Saturday? Mac, what are you
I'm
doing?
going to be with the arts and crafts.
Lace?
As far as I know, I'm helping with carnival games, but hoping to also get some footage of the fun.
Well, I'm kind of the project manager, so you'll see me all around. I, want to make sure that all the students have their instructions when they show up, the student volunteers, and know how to help all the vendors coming in and where to set up, so everything, goes without a hitch, hopefully. And just I go around and I make sure that everybody's happy with where their placement is, and if they need anything, that we'll get them what they need. But we've tried to plan it out well, so if you're bringing anything for art or chemistry or things like that, you're next to a bathroom or sink or something like that. If you need water or whatnot. But we've tried to be strategic about it and just place things where people can have a little bit of quiet if they want to. They can get as rambunctious with the Cub Scouts and shoot off the rockets, if they want, and the martial arts and different things like that. But the character meet and greet, we put in the auditorium, so it's a little bit more personal and special.
That character thing is just terrific. I mean, the parents really get a chance to get pictures of their kids with the characters, and they really get into it. It's a nice thing for the parents.
Oh, it's fun. Again, some people made this happen that are important to us. So could you list a few of the major sponsors and supporters of Kids Day 2025?
So we would like to thank the Charleston Tourism. They've been a big supporter of this every year that we've had this, so thank you to them. Partly why we do this is to hopefully bring people in from other communities so they can see what Charleston has to offer as well in Coles County. We want to thank Bike and Hike, Emerald Acres, the original Burger King, Coles County Sanitation and Recycling, Cooper Bumpus Insurance, Harris Metals and Recycling, Rural King, First Neighbor Bank, WB's, Sarah Bush Lincoln, Consolidated Communications, EIU Civic Engagement and Volunteerism, and the Illinois Arts Council. We have individual donors as well who have donated and want to remain anonymous. And then I also want to thank all of the WEIU staff and students, because it takes a village to put this on, and it takes all of us. Even though I'm the project manager, we all have a hand in this, and it couldn't be done without all of you.
One of the other things that we haven't really announced publicly, because it's more of it's after this event is over. One of the characters has actually been invited by Ember May and the athletic department to go over there and make another appearance. So talk about that.
So it's either going to be, I'm guessing it's going to be the women's basketball game. There's a women's and a men's. And so I believe during halftime of the women's game, which starts at 1 o'clock, Clifford will be leaving here and going over to enjoy women's basketball at halftime and meet some other kiddos over there. But also EIU Kids Club, Athletics Kids Club, will be over here with the table set up, and they're going to be giving out some basketball tickets. So if you don't have them, maybe you can get them, and then you can go enjoy that event afterwards.
Yeah, it worked out perfectly. It's the Kids Day is done, and then you can head right over to watch a doubleheader basketball right here on the campus. So it's a crazy busy day this coming Saturday on the campus of Eastern Illinois University. A few minutes left today with Lacey, Mac, and Ken. Anything that you guys want to talk about? I forgot that you want to get into.
Do you care if I mention kids programming?
No, I was going to ask. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, there is a brand new kids show that's getting ready to debut in April. Fridays in April. Only on Fridays from 4 to 5 is a new show called Mystery League, which it's not a cartoon, so it's real people in the show, real kids in the show acting, and they're solving mysteries, and it's all about science, and they're solving mysteries with science, and it looks like it's going to be a really cool show. And then that's going to lead into School Talk, which will be on Fridays at 4:30 in May. School Talk, our local show.
Yeah, talk
Yeah.
about that one, Ken. You got a little say in that one.
A little personal connection. So my son Braden Armstrong is in 8th grade, and this will be the 3rd season of School Talk. And he brought this idea to Jeff a couple years back. He got the idea from watching This Is Our Story, and he's like, how come you don't have any kids telling their stories? And I'm like, well, go talk to Jeff, see what you can come up with. So over this will be the 3rd year, we're interviewing kids, his peers, to see what they have to say about school and, what's important to them these days, different activities and different things that they're involved with. So it's neat to see what kids have on their minds and their perspective on things going on in the world today.
3rd season, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Lacey, the host of 2 shows here at EIU and WEIU. So talk about those.
I mean, I love what I do here. I love getting to partner with our other producer, Ramin Carpacion. We go to different locations all over Illinois for Take a Hike, and I think it's applicable. I think, it shows where you and your family can go to have a great time, our great outdoor spaces that are just a short drive away. And then being well, we also have, health topics ranging from our youngest viewers to our oldest, and we hope to hit a large audience. So I know that we joked that I feel least qualified to be here. I don't have any children, but I will say, please come to Kids Day. Like Kian said, it takes a village. It's great to offer this to the community and to be able to partner with so many vendors who care about our next generation and having them make a core memory at WEIU.
Yeah, it's incredible. And Max said it earlier, but we're basically 11 people plus a few volunteers on a daily schedule, and we also produce City Spotlight with Ramin, what you talked about. This show also airs on TV, Issues and Attitudes. Kelly Goodwin does the Power Report, tapings in the summer, that airs in the fall, and then obviously News Watch, one of our key pieces of our programming with local news every Monday through Friday in the spring and fall semesters at 5:30, along with School Talk, along with Pledge, along with the presidential addresses and commencement that we do with a very small staff. Nobody does more local programming than the people at WEIU, and so we kind of got lucky today that we can talk about Kids Day and some of the stuff we do. So because it's an important time right now in our history, and I think people need to know what WEIU TV and radio are about, and it really is local programming, serving our community and serving this university at Eastern Illinois. And so I think you all do it well. I think we all do it well together, and we can't wait to see everybody on Saturday at Kids Day. So real quick, Ken, we got a little over a minute left. Why don't you recap the who, where, wins, and what of Kids Day 2025, then we'll get out of here.
All right, so Kids Day here at Buzzard Hall Auditorium. We're located on the campus of Eastern Illinois University. Our GPS address is 1920 9th Street. And if you can't remember all of this, you can go to Facebook. We have an event page set up. Go ahead and click going or interested in that. It'll pop up on your schedule. It's from 10 to 12, and you can park right out here by Buzzard Hall parking lot. And we'll be doing the giveaway for the bigger prizes at noon. Go ahead and come at noon because we have 33 vendors again set up for all kinds of fun activities. We've got goodie bags for the first 200 kids. So you don't want to miss out. It's a lot of fun, and it's something that we hope to meet a lot of new people here this year.
Very good. Favorite PBS character of all time or show, Mac? Real quick.
When we had Maya and Miguel at Celebration years ago, that was awesome.
I'll stick with Clifford.
My favorite was Mr. Rogers. He got me into this, and, I'm glad to continue carrying on his legacy today. So thank you to him.
Oscar the Grouch. We forgot to mention him. So there you go. We are WEIU.